What is up, guys? Today we probably have the most important video I've filmed so far, and that is going to be covering MSTR and Bitcoin. I had a lot of questions covering that, and I do hold both of these stocks. Well, one's an asset, one's a stock. I own around 7,000 in Bitcoin, and I own around 5,000 MSTR for around 20,000 or 20 shares. I do want to do this breakdown for not only myself, but a lot of the guys in Premium. And then I know a lot of people outside of that are holding this stock, so it will be beneficial for you guys and everyone. But before I do jump into the video, make sure you guys go down in the description and click the links to our Discord. There's a free and paid. You can join either. Doesn't matter to me. Go ahead and join that free. Check out the premium, or just go ahead and join the premium and say what's up. But let's go ahead and get right into this. MSTR is currently sitting around 353, and my average price was 500 or 328. So it looks like I am still up just a little bit. MSTR is currently working its way down after finding some resistance at 400, roughly. You did have this huge wedge breaking down after that massive sell-off. That does not look like a top to me. Yes, it is pretty bearish on that candle. That is pretty rough. But I do not think that's going to be a top just because of the underlying stuff behind this company and what Bitcoin is doing. I would highly doubt that. And then you would also see a larger continuation off of that major sell-off if it was the top. But I think what we're going to do short term is I think we're going to drop down and either touch this 50 EMA or fill this gap, or we're going to just find support along this trend line, make a higher high, and then move higher. Something like that. I think you could even say that we're in a channel of some sorts. That's the wrong one. Let's see. Let's go with parallel. You could say we're in a channel like this. So we're just going to maybe find support right here and then work our way up through the channel, or maybe jump above it. Either way, I do think we're going higher, and going ahead and taking a look at our next price targets moving out of this. They get pretty crazy. Taking our Fibonacci extensions, we can target a price target of $997 for a return of 187%. That is pretty crazy. A 654 gain per share. And then our next price target, this is going to be my end of the year price target for 316% at the $1,438 range, at that 2618. Now, I understand why these price targets could be a little insane and bullish, but I do want to show you guys something. Last year, this stock opened on January 1st at around $60 or $620, and then since then they've had a split. If they hadn't had split, they would have gone from $600 to $5,430 at the top of their cycle, or the top of that impulse move. So if you don't think you can go from 600 to 5,000 and then do something like that again, I don't think you're going to see maybe 5,000 again. From 300, I don't think you're going to see 2,000 yet. I do think that as the market cap increases, it is going to slow down a little bit, but I don't think that is going to really hinder any performance for us. 316%, I'll take that. Maybe that's not the 500% you saw last year, but 315%, if you're not taking that, I don't really know what to tell you. But I do think we do see this first price target at $1,000 by around summer. And then we do see this next price target by around November or December if we can continue that bull market. And I'm pretty confident in that. I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, we've done that before. If we go ahead and take we went, let's see, 362% we're on the weekly in 10 weeks. In 10 weeks, we did that. So let's say next week we do the same. That'd be 119% in 10 weeks. And looking at the 119% in 10 weeks, one, that is definitely worth it. And two, that is about half the return as last time. As the market cap increases, you can just expect stuff like that. But once again, 119% return, you're obviously going to take something like that. And I do expect something like this. I do expect to hit around the $700 or $600 price target by the end of February. I do expect the $600 price target to really be hit by the end of February, because I am pretty bullish on Bitcoin going into next month. So let's go ahead and jump into Bitcoin itself. Looking at Bitcoin, we do follow these consolidation periods where you kind of consolidate just for a little bit right here. And you can look, this one is 15 weeks. And then where we're at right now, we're currently at 10 weeks. So we could have 5 more weeks of consolidation. or we could continue to move up a little bit higher as we're doing, just kind of staircasing up after hitting that $88,000 price target, or bottom, I guess. And then also we can go ahead and take a look, or we could just get into this huge consolidation period like we have seen before. Obviously, I know we're all hoping that doesn't happen, just for sake of we want to keep the market moving. But coming out of these consolidation periods, you always have some kind of big jump, 46%, and then down here, even it was 46% again. So we can expect another 46% jump coming out of this. We'll go ahead and just kind of draw it around here. And this is going to line up pretty perfectly with some of my price targets here. Let's go ahead and draw this down. We'll pretend, let's just make this look good for myself. We'll pretend, say this is the breakout right here. Another 46% would put us right at my next price target of 140,000. I do not think this is actually going to be my next price target. I think we hit 1,400 or 14,000, and then either we do find some resistance there, but I'm not expecting that. I think we go a little bit over it, and we find resistance at around 122, 123,000, and then maybe bounce around between that and 117K, and then move higher to 140K. And I think that will happen pretty fast. I think those are your two outcomes. You're either just going to move up insanely quick, or you're just going to kind of staircase up. And either one, I'd almost rather us staircase up and it take a little bit longer. But I really do think something's coming like this, or maybe you go like this, and then you explode higher. I'll go ahead and highlight this in white for you guys. I expect something like this. Maybe that comes from like here or something like that. But I do expect this. We could also just, go absolutely nuts and then see something like this, where you just absolutely explode and then you come back down and you retest, and then you explode once again and then come back down and retest. And then after that, we'll reevaluate some price targets for moving on from that. But I do hold a price target of 122K coming short term. I think this comes before Valentine's Day area, sometime in the middle of February. And I think that 140K price target comes before summer. I think 153K to 173K comes by the end of the cycle. Unless or if we get a strategic reserve, then I think we're pretty much bound for those 200K price targets. But without that, I still think we're going higher. I don't think the reserve is going to make or break this cycle. I think it's only going to help, or only going to accelerate the cycle. But I do stand with those price targets of 122K coming near term, and then same with MSTR. I think we can see 600 by the end of February if we do get this breakout of Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, it's pretty bullish. You just have to wait out this chop. Really just sit with it. Do not touch it and just let it ride. I couldn't imagine how many people have sold here, right here at the bottom, right before this huge impulse. I bet you an insane amount of people were selling right in this range, right before you exploded. So keeping that in mind, I think it's just better to hold. If you know what you're holding and you're confident in your holding, there shouldn't be an issue. For example, MSTR, if you know what they do with the convertible bonds and how they go about buying Bitcoin and using their assets, you will understand that inevitably their price is going to go up if Bitcoin does. And then also, if you understand Bitcoin, you understand it's a logarithmic. It's basically just a huge math equation where over time the stock just goes up. We can go ahead and look at the monthly. If you look at it like this, the stock literally just goes up. Sure, you have a, let's see, sure you lost, 82% right here. And I'm sure so many people sold right there at 4,000. And then look what they miss out on. 3,346%. And that really just proves my point. I think being a hodler is the best move with crypto. I'm not the biggest crypto guy, and this is my first cycle, I will tell you guys that. But that being said, I do think that Bitcoin will continue higher. It makes the most sense with just casual supply and demand. As the Bitcoin gets bought up and there is less of it, it's just naturally going to be more expensive. That's just how it works. That's how everything's worked. Just in life and everything, and just economics. So I don't see why that wouldn't continue to work. Here, looking at these charts, But guys, that is going to be all I have for you guys today on Bitcoin and Micron strategy. Make sure you guys click the link down below. It'll send you guys to our free and paid Discord. Also, make sure you guys subscribe, turn the notifications on, and then like the video. And then lastly, guys, I want you guys to leave a comment down below letting me know what stock to review next, and then also how often do you guys want me to update these? Because, for example, say next week Bitcoin is at 120K, the chart is going to look different. So I want to know, do you guys want me to update these once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month? I can do any of them. Just let me know. I enjoy making these videos, so I really am fine with any of that. I just want to know how often you guys want me to get these videos out, so you can really stay on top of it and keep these charts in the back of your head and have a little bit more security when something is going bearish or bullish and you know your next price target, or your next price target to the downside maybe, and where you might find some support, just to give your headspace just a little bit more confidence, and make sure you're not shaken out by these volatile waves. But that is going to be all from me, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.